Hi, I'm Dana, you're watching Life, Love, and Books, and today I'm going to come at you with my June wrap-up, and I know it's late in the month, but I haven't had time to film this yet, so we're doing it now. So let's just get started. The first book I have is City of Heavenly Fire by Cassandra Clare, and I have a full review of this, so if you want to go check that out, all you need to know is that I love this book, I love Cassandra Clare, and 5 out of 5 stars on Goodreads because it was fantastic. I love this book so much. The next book I have is The Good Earth by Pearl S. Buck, and this is a contemporary classic, I think is what they call it, novel focusing on a farmer named Wang Lung who's living in pre-revolutionary China. And this book is just this guy's life. Like, there's no, I don't know, fantastical element. It's just him living, farming away. I think I give it 3 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. It was okay. I liked it. It wasn't my favorite, but if you're interested in China, I definitely suggest you go check it out. The next book I have for you is We Were Liars, which was the Booksplosion book of the month for June, and I really enjoyed this book. It's super short. It's 225 pages, and I read the entire thing in one day. There's not much else I can say. I think I gave it 3.5, 4 stars. 3.5, 4 stars, I think. And it was really good. It was quite fun to read. And I can't tell you much because it'll give away the entire story. I think it's definitely best to go into this book without having no expectations except that you're gonna enjoy it. Because that's how I went into it, and I think I enjoyed it a lot more than if I'd been given anything away. The next book I have is Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas, and its sequel, Crown of Midnight by Sarah J. Maas. So these two books are fantastic. I love this series. I love Selena, who's our narrator. I love Dorian and Kale, who are our two love interests. I love Nahima, who's her best friend. I love everything about this book series. I wasn't gonna read it at first because it didn't sound interesting, but my librarian has been begging me to read it for months, so I finally was like, alright, I'm gonna read these books. And I'm so glad I did because they were so enjoyable. I think I gave this one 4 out of 5 stars, and this one is 5 out of 5 stars because it is just that good. I'd go pick this up. It's high fantasy, so I wasn't really sure if I would like it because I don't typically enjoy reading high fantasy, but I loved it. I loved it. I want to read more high fantasy now, which I didn't expect, but go check these out because they're fantastic books. The next book I have, I am actually lending out to a friend, so I don't have a physical copy, and it's My Life Next Door by Huntley Fitzpatrick, which is one of my favorite contemporaries. 5 out of 5 stars. Definitely top 3 in there with Fangirl and Looking for Alaska. I absolutely loved reading it. It was so much fun to read because our couple got together within the first 30 pages. So you get to really see the relationship get together, unlike with most contemporaries where they get together and then the book's over. So it's so good. I definitely recommend anyone, if you're interested in contemporary or if you already love contemporary, go check out My Life Next Door if you haven't already. And you should be excited because Huntley Fitzpatrick is writing a sequel called The Boy Most Likely To, following my favorite secondary character, Tim. So many exciting things happening. I can't wait for that book to come out in a year. But so good. So good. Definitely should go read it. The next book I have is Ruin and Rising by Leigh Bardugo, which is the final book in the Grisha trilogy, and it was really, really good. I already talked about this book in a video, so I'm not going to say too much. I think I gave it 4 out of 5 stars, and if you're hesitant about reading it, I think this epilogue is worth reading the entire series because it's so beautiful. And the rest of the series is good too, but this epilogue, man, it's heart-wrenching, beautiful. I loved it. I loved the epilogue. The next book I read is Vicious by V.E. Schwab, which I also already talked about, so I'm not going to say too much. I really enjoyed this book. It's definitely 3.5 stars. It's an adult book, so if you're young or don't think that you can handle adult themes or something, I wouldn't suggest going to pick it up. But if you're like my age, 17, 18 plus, or you consider yourself a mature reader, I definitely think you should go pick this up because it is very, very, very good. So I'm not going to say too much. Go watch my book reviews 1 video and you can know more. The next book I have, I also talked about in that book reviews 1 video, and it is Cinder by Melissa Meyer. Cinder is a fairy tale retelling of Cinderella set in the future where there are cyborgs and androids, and Cinder is the New Beijing's most renowned mechanic who is hated by her stepmother and stepsister, and then she meets the prince, and it's great. It's so good. The Lunar Chronicles, like, I did not expect to love this series as much as I love it. So you should definitely go check it out and go check out my video that I have linked in the down below. The next book I have is What I Thought Was True by Huntley Fitzpatrick. And this book was okay. It didn't blow me away or anything. Let me think, what were the characters' names? I can't remember the characters' names. It was Gwen, who is our narrator, and Cass, who is our male lead. And, I mean, I didn't care about the plot line. I didn't care about their relationship. I didn't care about Gwen's family problems. I just didn't care. I didn't care about her best friend's issues. It was just, I just couldn't get myself to care. Like, the most emotional I got over the book is when Gwen goes into Garrett Hardware from My Life Next Door and she sees the red-haired boy behind the counter who's Tim. And I was like squealing at my book when I read that, and it was for like a sentence. Chips Ahoy, which is where Sam works, and that's mentioned, and like I'm like sitting here in a puddle of tears because I loved My Life Next Door so much. So if you like My Life Next Door, I mean, go check it out, but I wouldn't suggest buying it in the hardcover because it's not that great. Alright, next book I have, I don't have with me because I borrowed it from the library and I don't own a copy. And that is Unspoken by Sarah Rees Brennan. Unspoken is just a funny book. Like, it's funny. It made me laugh so hard I had to put the book down a few times. But it's not like well written. Really, I mean, it's well written, but it's not like Codename Verity kind of well written. And it's just like, the plot line is just meh. But the dialogue is hilarious. So if you're looking to have a good laugh, go check out Unspoken. So the plotline is this girl, Cammie, who's our narrator, has had an imaginary friend for her entire life. As long as she can remember, she has heard this voice in her head, and they've talked back and forth, and they've laughed together and whatnot. And she always has Julian, who's what she named him, or what his name is, as her constant companion. And one day, a new family moved into her small town of Sorry in the Vale, and she meets Julian. So it's so good. It's funny. And I'm gonna read the sequels, Untold, and I'll read Unmade when it comes out. So, good. But not as good. I think 3 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. But no, not this. This was 5 out of 5 stars. Unspoken was 3 out of 5 stars. This book is the sequel to Cinder, and it was even better than Cinder, which I didn't expect. It was great. I love how the story is progressing. I love how Melissa, her name's not Melissa, it's Marissa. Oh well, I've been calling her Marissa for a long time. Marissa Meyer. I love the way that she has wove the stories of Scarlet and Cinder together and intermingled them. I was really, really scared going into this book because usually when authors introduce a second narrator, I just don't care about that narrator at all, and I just want more of my first narrator. But I actually really, really loved Scarlet and her plot line. So that was great. It was even better than Cinder, which I didn't think was gonna happen. But it's a adaptation of Little Red Riding Hood, and it is so good. If you haven't read this series yet, go out and buy Cinder, Scarlet, and Cress, because they're all fantastic. So good, so good. And the last book I read in the month of June was Code Name Verity by Elizabeth Wein. And this book was amazing. 5 out of 5 stars. I think I had a great reading month, except for what I thought was true. This book is so intense. It is a World War II novel following a Scottish, not British, Scottish spy who is captured by the Nazis after a fatal cultural error in her training, or she made a fatal mistake. She's captured by the Nazis and she's been held and tortured for information. And she makes a deal with the head Nazi that she will write out everything she knows in exchange for not being tortured for her final weeks of life. And what you're reading is what she's saying and what she's talking about. And you're reading the story that she's writing down for the Nazis. And it's very intense. Like, I don't think I'll ever read it again. It's like, if you ever seen Schindler's List, like, I will never watch that movie again. It's fantastic. Everything about the acting, the cinematography, it's all great. But I don't think if I could, like, mentally handle watching Schindler's List again, because it's like that kind of intensity. And that's kind of what I felt when I was reading Codename Verity. And I read this book on a cruise ship, so that was definitely a mistake. But it's very, very good. It's a heavy read, but it's also not that big. And it's very intense. So that was my June wrap-up. I'm gonna try and... oh goodness. There are a lot of hardcovers here, guys. Ah! No, 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 no. Ah! Alright. I'm Dana. You're watching Life, Love, and Books. I'm Dana, and I'll see you next time. Bye.